Okay, Dr. Laiwola. We say we are matching theory with practice. This transformational leadership thing, what is it, gangan? Because when we say transformational leadership, that is as if, like, I think somebody said, when you Nigerians pray and you say breakthrough, I'm looking, is the house falling or what's happening? You know, there's something breaking in or whatever. So, what's transformational leadership, and how can we help improve student outcomes in our schools? You've been school-led for, when I was small like this, you've led international schools here and there. So how do we use this to improve learning outcomes? But start from what is transformational leadership.
Okay. Thank you very much, and good afternoon, everyone. I'm very happy to be here, and I'm very happy to talk about transformational leadership. But before I do that, let me congratulate Mr. Bossman for what he's doing. Transformational leadership is key, in my opinion, to improving students' outcomes. Outcomes by way of their academic performance, their performance socially, emotionally, the development of their attitudes and skills. And I say this because I have done, well, I've read up a lot and I've done a lot of research. I know that we got into the argument between Mr. Bossman and I, you know, thinking about instructional leadership. I said no. Transformational leadership goes way beyond instructional leadership. And there is a lot of data to back this up. So simply put, when you talk about transformational leadership in education, you are looking at things such as setting direction. Let me start with that. As a transformational leader, you are thinking of taking your team from level A to level B towards improving students' outcomes. The first thing you have to do is to consider the setting of direction. What do I mean by that? That's where your visioning, your mission statement, and everything comes in. And like the last speaker said, your vision will have to be interpreted to the last detail. The gate man, or let me say security man, must understand what the vision or the mission of the school is all about. Here, this is what we are trying to do, and the security man must understand it at that level. So it's the duty of the transformational leader or the leadership team or the principal or the head of school to ensure that in the case of setting direction, everyone walks along, everyone understands deeply in their own way what the mission and the vision of the school is all about. So that whether they are teachers, in their roles, they understand. And I don't mean having head knowledge, but understand in practice what that means. Sometimes you find out that when people come into a new setting, of course, they come with their own personal vision. Personal vision, what they think, you know, from outside, they judge the school that, oh, this is what this school is all about. But when they go in, they have to understand, learn, relearn, learn again what the school is all about. And that is when there can be some degree of congruence between the interpretation of the vision in the teacher's mind and what exactly it should be. So please, we shouldn't take it for granted that, well, we have our vision statement, we have our mission statement, and, well, you are coming in, we are giving you professional development time, just understand it. No, you have to explain through various resources, through interaction, through mentoring, through whatever means. The members of staff must understand the vision and the mission of the school. So the first key thing a transformational leader does is ensures that everyone understands the mission and the vision of the school, down to not only the employees, but to the students. What are we trying to do in this school? Okay, they have to understand it at their own level. Then everything else you do can work around or can be around achieving the mission and the vision of the school. So the first key thing a transformational leader does is to have the overall picture of what the school is setting to do in mind and to work towards it. And if day in, day out, you find out that some people are deviating, you know, like a good coach or a mentor, you try to bring them back. It's easier when all of us were pulling towards the same direction instead of someone say, they have said their own. I don't believe in this. You understand? Let me use an example. You know, when we were, I think most of us in schools, in secondary schools, I think some of us were used to getting caned, right? Yes, receiving lashes of the cane. Okay. And I remember in my first headship, as at that time, the government also allowed heads of schools to give on the assembly 6 strokes, not more than 6 strokes of the cane. 6 strokes of the cane, and then you write your reason in the punishment book. But we don't have that anymore. But there are still some teachers that believe that until you beat a child, before the child understands what you are trying to say. So you find out that some of them, instead of following and going along with the procedures and the policies set out in the school, they will do their own thing. Maybe when they are not looking, if the child is in playgroup, they may pinch the child, or they may ask the child when the child is not, when nobody is looking, they've forgotten that the CCTV camera is there, to say, okay, you know, they beat the child and maltreat the child because they have not yet aligned their own vision and the way they should execute their work with what the school has said. So please, this is very important. We cannot be tired of going through setting our mission and vision, setting direction, and making sure that we are all doing great in that area.
Yeah.
Then the other thing.
Let me hold you there.
Yes.
Let me hold you there. I know PhDs, the lecture can be that. I want to break it into it. Because again, what she said about, you can't say you want to transform an organization without setting the direction. So what are you doing? What are you transforming? You are scattering the place. You are not transforming the place. So setting the direction is very important. You are building a foundation that you want to build on. Or there is a foundation and you are also continuing. I'll come back to that from you. I want to go back